Hey guys, Pharaoh Knight here, bringing you episode 5 of our colony survival playthrough. In the last episode, we built the catwalk on the mountainside, and we also built a platform for another field, whether it was barley or flax. We hadn't quite decided at the time. In today's episode, I think we're going to finish the workshop. That's right. So, off camera, I have been letting the game run so that we have a lot of supplies to work with. And you may have noticed that I am strangely focusing straight ahead and not turning around or any such thing. Well, that is because to the left, we have added in actually a lower platform. So that is another field there. It's not finished yet. I haven't put the bottom on and I haven't cleaned up the sides. But I did do something a little different in that those pillars that run down from the bottom of the top field actually do run through the center one. So we're losing about 6 spots of efficiency through that lower field, but it just does give it a little bit more flavor and a little bit more gusto than what we used to. And of course, the main focal point of today is, of course, behind me. And you might be thinking, what have you done, Pharaoh? What is up with the dirt pile? Don't worry, that's all going. That's just my scaffolding. But as you can see, I've laid out what will be our workshop here. So I did go with a two-tiered system. Again, it is not complete. We do have to build it up more, flush it out. But again, like with the other wall, I got really lucky in my placement in that this staircase now runs right up and through our workshop area and connects right in beautifully. I am planning to use plaster blocks, go for that white and dark wood up here with some bushes out front to break up the contrast. Down here, we went with bricks. So for down here, we'll probably put in more metalworking, anvils, that kind of thing. And up here, more of the crafting tables or woodworking. Now, my plans for this right here is that this will all be a floor. So it'll wrap around, enough space to use the stairs, but it'll give a little bit more room here, and then maybe overhang another block or two out to the side and then build up further from that. I think that would look good, though again, it's touch and go right now as to what final design we're going to come on. But all in all, things are looking really good for the colony. Like I said before, we do have lots of stuff coming in. We're overflowing on wheat, which is always nice to see. We did place down a few more workstations for our guys, just so that it could build up while it was running by itself. So I threw down another grinder that helped the olive oil catch up. I also threw down a stove, and we got the what is that? The wood chopping station? Chopping station? Splitting stump. So that our crafters won't have to focus on firewood planks. And also we can finally get, that's right, wood half blocks. I know some of you have probably been screaming at the screen saying use stone on wood, so we can finally go back and replace some of these and make it just that much nicer and blend in. And finally, the one thing that I've waited for is that in our science, that's right, the quest for diggers is complete. We have now got our diggers. So that will make working inside this mountain so much easier. I can just set them up and let them go while we plan out or work on other things. So I'm very happy to see that's done. So again, we're going to be touching this up. We're going to be getting that built up, put a roof on it, and see how it looks. And we'll hopefully it'll be what I imagine it to be. The underside might need a little bit of work. It's a bit all over the place. Again, just the dirt scaffolding being a bit of a hindrance to see what's going on under there. Ah, it's better. So much better. There definitely comes a time when you get a little nervous when you're carrying all your materials that are hard to get, and you're literally on the edge and overhanging the edge. But just look at that view. I love the spot. It's nice. but it definitely makes me nervous building up here. Get that under there. So this will be the first row that overhangs, and I guess I'll have enough height. It'd be kind of interesting if I can make this match up so that you could walk straight off that catwalk too onto the roof of this building for a potential lookout, like a scenic overview, or just so that our colonists have a nice view. They can walk out, it's nighttime, they're having their tea or whatever, and they just want to relax a bit. Because let's be honest, they don't get any days off ever. So it might be nice to do something. I know it's doesn't do anything for happiness or nothing, but it'd just be kind of cool. Nice spot for us to maybe start videos and whatever else. So far this is coming along good. I did go over there and remove the pillars. I might put them back later, but I just want to build out a few more fields. I do want to get barley going, something I've been kind of slacking on. And because once we get barley, we can get the research for bows, which will help with the defense. The defense is slowly getting to be not as effective, but it's still holding just fine. I can leave this running for hours and I don't have any problems with it. But that would be the next logical step. So I might build a couple more fields over there in the meantime while I'm working on this. But for now, I'm kind of into this. Never get discouraged if you're building and you run into a problem. Or maybe it doesn't look right, or something that you didn't quite plan for happens here. I mean, this isn't ideal. I would have preferred these to come on the inside. But, I mean, the worst case scenario, I just spend a little time and I shift this over one. It's not a big deal if you do run into these issues with your buildings. The other thing that I should mention is when I was starting with this build, I sat down there and stared at just the staircase and the empty space here with none of this built in, wondering what I should even do with it. And I was getting worried because I wasn't coming up with any ideas for it on how I was going to tackle it. And in that kind of scenario, the best thing that really you can do is just start building. Just start with a flat surface, start building. As you're going, ideas will be popping into your head. And working with something is definitely easier than working with nothing. So just have fun with it. It might not look great the first try or the second try, but by a third or fourth, you're probably getting pretty close to what you really wanted of the space. So you don't get discouraged. Keep going and just see where it takes you. It's meant to be fun, meant to be creative, and just run into problems all the time when I'm building. Or be like me, who plans for a second story and realizes he hasn't put any stairs in. Okay, so this is how it's looking from down below. And I'm not 100% sold on it. We need to do something with the corner posts. Probably just by sticking a block in there. And also that window needs a top rung, it looks like. And so does that one. And maybe some detail across the front. Let's see what we can do. Okay, that looks better. Okay, better. Okay, I'm liking it. We gotta get the roof on it and fix these windows. But so far, so good. Okay, yeah, that's looking better. Open it up a little bit more. I think tidy up the bottom. I need a middle support going in. I think that will tidy up the bottom nice. And then it would just be touching up the top and building the roof. Yeah, that middle support ties it really well together. I really like that addition to there. All right, so I think I'm gonna pause there. So we got the lower half, we've got um, the beginnings of our workshop. We just need to tidy up the top and the roof, which I kind of want to make a little bit different, but we'll see how that works. I also think I will end up needing to move this stone brick support over one so that the building can go straight through. But for now, I think that's good there. It's taken a lot longer than you think to put that together, just because I've tried a few things, didn't like this, like that, but didn't know how to make it work. And there's still a few things I'll probably end up changing, but I think this is a really good start. I really like where it's going. I think what I want to do now is I want to shift focus over here again and put in a couple barley fields just to get barley coming in, which means that I can do the science to get the bow, and then from there I can get the chickens and get the feathers, and we can get our guards some bows, which will greatly help our defense. Like I said, I don't think they're struggling too hard right now, but getting that extra range and that one-shot kill for the Greys would be really nice. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put in another platform or two 10 by 10s underneath these two. Both of these right now are flax. I might change that. I don't think I need that much flax right now. But for right now, it was great just to get things going. Again, overkill on everything here. I did get all these going just so that I could get a stockpile of science bags while I was just fuffing about, figuring that out, figuring out other things as well. So that's what I'm going to get into. I'm going to build those platforms out, and once I have them done, I'll be back. I know what you're thinking. We spent all that time to get diggers, and I'm doing this by hand. Well, honestly, it'd probably take more time to set up the digger and get him going than to just do it by myself. Just because there's not much actually to cut out here. It's more building out than anything. I'm not really sure why, but I ended up filling in everything underneath with dirt as I built this one. That will probably change. I'll probably end up cutting in and putting another one in. But for now, that should be fine. I don't have to worry about it looking out of place without having a pillar or anything for the bottom one. Now the upper ones, we could do pillars that kind of chain down. That would look kind of good, but I want all of them built before I did that. Well, I guess I could do it with these three, because the bottom one will probably be close enough to the ground that it'll be mostly sitting on top of the ground, so it wouldn't look bad without it. Whereas that one, it would. And yes, one day here I will go around and touch up. There's a bunch of areas that do need a little bit of work, a little bit of touch up. But it's not really that exciting, and I want to keep moving as much as I can to keep things interesting. You know, looking at this, it does look a little flat in this area and around the edges here. I'm okay with that right now. Like I said, we're going to come back. We're going to do some tweaks. We're going to do some fixes and just touch it up as we go. But now that we've got the base set up, it's a lot easier to come back, make those tweaks, make it look a little bit better. So I'm really pleased that we got this far today. With that being said, I think this is where I'm going to call it for today, guys. So we got this all planned out, built up, and in a pretty decent state. Again, quite happy with how that turned out. And we also got our first barley field set up. Again, this whole area is a work in progress. It's going to need a lot more work to make it look nice. It's just slapped in there right now so that we can keep things moving. Again, now that we are in this state, we actually do have access to more blocks. So I'll be excited to explore those in later episodes. So if you do like the video, if you enjoy what I'm doing, please do leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Pharaoh Knight, out!